These are just two comments. I have to
Sure.
pass these on to you. This is to do with Ulster Bank, and again, I'm not expecting you to comment on an individual bank. This lady had to use her solicitor to get the documents she was entitled to from the Ulster Bank. That's not right. AIB refused to supply me with my details on my various accounts, in which there is a strong possibility they illegally removed me from the valuable tracker rates. So how do you expect people to defend their position or to present a case? Not so much to defend, but to present their case. If the very bank that they're banking with is reluctant or is dragging their heels on actually giving them the details. It's outrageous. Outrageous. And the citizen of this country, an awful lot of them, who have pushed themselves to pay their debt every month, are not able to afford it and are broken in trying to do it. Now, I'm just making this appeal to you to understand
let me
what we're facing.
This is why our approach now, I think, will be more effective, because we're not requiring individual customers to take actions. It's a comprehensive approach where all accounts have been looked at. Of course, I think it's helpful for individuals directly to their own banks, but to the Ombudsman, to us, and it's very effective also to people like Padraig Kissan and others who are acting as the voice for people. All of this, I think, will help. But if you like, the whole concept of our exam is it does not require individuals to take action. In principle, these are comprehensive reviews, but maybe Bernard can reinforce.
But Mr. Mayor, when the individual takes action and tries to find out the details of their situation with the bank, they're being stonewalled. That's the point. So if they were to wait, they would be continuing to pay the inflated cost of their loan while they're waiting for the bank. But it's clear from the correspondence that unless they take action, the banks will just ignore them, because it seems to me that they're not prepared to get to the end of this by a long shot.
So I think the Governor has mentioned again about the framework. This is the most comprehensive framework we've put in place to try and resolve these issues, and we're putting the onus on lenders to deliver this right. Timelines, we've set specific timelines using our statutory powers, but I agree with you, there's no point in them delivering a report to us which says something where behind it actually they really haven't taken it seriously and have taken the approach from the consumer. So this examination is going to continue on after these phase 2 reports, because that involves our assurance work, our challenge to these lenders. Ultimately, if the lenders' boards don't take responsibility for this in the way that they should, that is going to mean we're going to take whatever action we have and we can to make sure that the consumer gets the right outcome. So I agree with what you've said is not acceptable. That behaviour from lenders to those customers is not acceptable in terms of what they're putting them through. We are working very hard to make sure actually that all those cases are being dealt with under the examination.
Yeah, but when you look at this, Mr. Sheridan, I just want to press on this point. When you examine the correspondence that all of us have received, there's a huge amount of it. It's clear that the bank took action to take money from their customers illegally. Now they're going to redress it. And now they're robbing the rights of the customer to proper redress and proper compensation by dragging their heels and ignoring them. And that comes across in every single piece of correspondence that I have been reading through over the last number of months. And I say to you again, it's outrageous that the banks are getting away with this, are seemingly getting away with this. In some cases, they will get away with it because they've broken the customer in the process. That's the outrage that I see, that jumps off the pages to me in the context of this correspondence. And where you have people who have, some of them dealt with the banks for 20 and 30 years, and now they're being treated like this. If the banks were really honest about it and wanted to resolve this, we wouldn't be having these committee meetings. They would be out in the regions, meeting their customers, calling them in and offering them a course of action. And we're going to have to call in the banks again now to go through all the details with them, because they're simply not telling the truth about their engagement with the different customers that are affected. And I know, I accept the job that you're doing, but there's something not right here. And there's a relationship issue between the bank and their customers. And they are, to go back to Ms. Rowland, the civil law and the rights of customers under that civil law, they're just ignoring it. The banks are just ignoring it.